Let's just jump into our next game, Ben. It's going to be Dignitas Bischu against Western Wolves Ziktomini, the WCS UK champion.
That's right.
One of the guys that we are going to see at the European Continental Finals in the middle of next month. Or is it this month? No, it's the middle of September. Yes, middle of September.
Yep. Ziktomini has earned the right to call himself the best player in the UK. And Bischu right now going to try and smack him down for taking that title from his teammate Bling.
Ooh, yes, Bling would be happy with it, because actually Bling kind of had the title before the WCS came up. Even though the Muslim beat Bling as well in WCS, but before that, Bling beat the Muslim a couple of times, and those were the only two guys that we really knew. I knew Urk quite well, and I actually think Urk is quite a good player too. But Ziktomini and Johnny Recco were two guys that I was not totally aware of. I knew they were there, but I never considered them to be as strong as they actually were.
Right, good players, you know, good high-level grandmaster players of their respective races, but never guys that you would have categorized as the best in their nation.
Nope, certainly not. When you think of Bling and the Muslim, you don't just think they're the best in their country, you think they're the best in Europe of their respectable races. Bling probably between 5th and 10th Protoss, top 5, top 10 Protoss. Somewhere in between that, and the Muslim, you could argue that he's definitely one of the best 5 Terran players in Europe. Some people would agree with that, some people would disagree with that, but I do think that the Muslim has proven in the past at least that he has the skill to be named among the best Terran players in Europe.
Certainly.
And Ziktomini and Johnny Recco were new faces, but it's nice to have him there. Anyways, Ben, focusing on this game, Bischu opening up with the gate in his base.
Very interesting opening, and I'm incredibly curious to see what he ends up doing with that, Kev.
You know, Ben, sometimes if I play against Zerk, and I'm just daydreaming about my last game, I'm still thinking about, oh, why did I lose that PvP? And then I just I built a pylon here and a nice scout, and then while my probe is over here, it is on like Watchtower, I realize I'm playing against Zerk. I just quit. Because I really hate it. So it's funny that people are starting to like this more and more again. Titan is a player who used to do this a lot for a little while. Kind of stepped away from it again, and Sasa did it as well for a little while.
It definitely does open up a lot of interesting new timings, Kev. I'm just looking at the bracket right now and some of the other notable players that have advanced into the round of 32. Evil Genius's Idra has done that. He has achieved that feat. He's going to end up playing against OGS Inca in the round of 32. So that's one of the really big games in the round of 32. Idra trying to get back into the NASL.
I would love to watch that game. That would be so awesome if Idra makes it back. I would be really, really happy to see that.
Scarlet has also advanced into the round of 32. She's going to be playing against Le Todd.
Wow, I want to see that too. Yes, that's something we talk about later as well, while we saw Bischu trying to drop islands. Man, our bracket is starting to look interesting.
And Scarlet's run is already so impressive, taking out top and then taking out Slayer's Dark. So taking some big-name Koreans down.
But now she's going to have to play against Le Todd, recruited by Root. Root Le Todd.
Le Todd.
Le Todd.
Again,
it all comes down to what Todd has for breakfast.
I'll keep you all posted on
If Todd had a very greasy breakfast, guys, he's unstoppable.
Desero making it into the round of 32.
But anyway, focusing on this though, after losing that scouting probe, Bischu, you're going to have 4 Zerglings in your base right now. He's going to have 1 Stalker, so I guess he's going to be able to deal with that. But still, this has to be a little bit annoying. Ziktomini is just... well, for a second he thought about going for it. I don't think that he will be able to get this pylon.
Why he wants to do this?
It's going to get close. Yeah, he will get it actually. He's going to get it. Wow.
Yeah, but I mean... That basically represents all of his map control, Kevin. He doesn't have any other units out. And now if he wants to see anything, he's got to make more Zerglings. I think that was a little bit silly.
Yeah, but he went for it already. Like, first he lost 2 links, and then he had to go all out.
And then pull back with those last 2 links, control the Naga Towers, and have vision. Now he has no idea that this probe is crossing the map, and we all know how brutal these sneaky probes can be.
The Stalker might be able to find that... oh, if the probe is going to find the Overlord, the Stalker might be able to kill it. Wow, actually, it's so close, but he didn't see it.
It does not happen. An Overlord has slightly more vision than the probe does, though. So Ziktomini did see this probe on the bottom half of the map.
And Ziktomini did get very quick speed because he saw the opening of Bischu. Perhaps a little bit worried about some sort of crazy time. And I like that he straight away adapts, realizing, hey, I don't need super quick 3 hatcheries if I'm playing against the opening that I'm playing against. And he's going to get quick speed links, and I think that's going to work quite well for him.
Now, something that's interesting, Kev, is Ziktomini's economy has really not been able to take off because he's had to make all these units. It's 29 drones to 31 probes. This is a really great spot for Protoss to be in.
That is true, but also you shouldn't forget that Bischu doesn't really have a lot of tech, he doesn't have a lot of gas. Right now is actually the moment where Ziktomini has freedom, and he has speedlings, so he does have super a super amount of map control. He can feel very safe, and from this moment on he can only produce drones. He's upgrading his second hatchery into a layer, and he's still not dropping an additional hatch.
Two base layer. I don't know if I like this play from Ziktomini.
I think he's just going to play Infestor, Ling Infestor. Yeah,
that's what it's looking like. Double upgrades. It could also be Zergling Baneling. But that's usually something that requires a bit more economy.
Well, if Bischu does not scout this and is not able to put the pieces together, he did scout right now with the Zealot that this base is still not there, but that doesn't tell him a whole lot because he knows that Ziktomini knows the way that Bischu opened. So, well,
okay, Pylon will get taken out. That's very important. No more sneaky scouts. But the first observer's out, so you know, Bischu's going to get to see everything in his opponent's base. There's nothing that actually Ziktomini can do to stop that from happening. And still, the worker count's even. 43 drones to 42 probes. We've got a big round of drones about to pop out. That'll be the first economic lead that Zerg has had this game, but that's coming at 8 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah,
that's really late.
That's very late, no doubt. But still, I really do hope for Bischu that he does not just blindly go on with the idea that he perhaps had about the 2 base push.
Yeah, me too. If he just goes for an immortal push right now, he's going to be killing himself.
Yep, he's going to be crushed.
He's going to be attacking into Zergling Infestor, just like you talked about, Kev. Infestation Pit is down. Observer sees this. He sees the Evo chambers. He sees the Infestation Pit, so hopefully he just drops the Robotics Bay and turtles out to 3 bases with Colossus.
That would by far be the best option that Bischu has right now. He doesn't have that many gates. It's 5 gates right now, so he is definitely not over-invested into having to do some sort of praise boost. He is making a Warp Prism now, Ben, and that makes me a little bit worried. And he is adding more gates as well. Now, I'm not going to say that this is impossible. I'm not going to say it's impossible. I'm not going to say that he's never going to win with this. But I do think if Ziktomini controls his army well, lands good fungals, and gets the right engagement, that I think that the Zerg player is going to be in very good shape.
This is exactly what Ziktomini wants Bischu to do, and he is going to wall in his Bischu. This is really disappointing to me. To me, this says that Bischu is a one-dimensional player who made up his mind before the game started.
Yeah, and didn't adapt to anything he saw.
Very disappointed to see him choosing this route. Now, it's still not impossible that he turns this into a win.
Because these are a lot of sentries. These are 11 sentries that we only have. This is a very big Zergling counter as well. The Zerglings have +1 now, but he doesn't want to commit to it because
2 sentries will kill them eventually.
I think
he could break it down.
Yeah, but of course there's always the possibility for more defensive warp-ins. So here comes the army. The infestors are not spawned yet, but we have 50 Zerglings. The moment those infestors do spawn,
it's going to be 4 infestors. If the sentries stay clumped, the infestors can fungal everything to death.
Here come the infestors.
Oh, they are out, but they have to be kept alive. Here comes some Zerglings. Beautiful first fungal, catching a lot of those sentries. And he can fungal them to death. More force fields going down. The sentries will be fungaled to death. And Bischu, spoiler alert, is about to be crushed.
26 more lings on the way. Well, Ben, a lot of Protoss units are still alive.
He didn't do the fungal perfectly. Letting it overlap a little bit too much. 30 lings about to pop out, though.
Yeah, I think with those 30 lings, he's going to be fine. Even though we have a lot of zealots right now already. But these are lings with 1-1, so 0-0 zealots are not.
It's actually so sloppy that he got those fungals wrong. He should have been able to kill those sentries. Now it's not as much of a certainty. More infestors are coming, but not any more units, Kev. And actually, Bischu is going to win this game.
The Immortal gets microed around. Bischu's just winning this right now with pure zealot. Only 5 infestors.
This was a really sloppy game.
Yep, 5 infestors are on the way though. Imagine if he lands a couple of nice fungals on all the zealots. They will die immediately. But I guess it's just a little too late.
Yeah, it's much too late. Well, GG from Ziktomini. Man, that was not a very good game.
Also, the Zerglings that he had out on the map, it took so long before those Zerglings actually made their way over to the natural
really do anything with
to start the fight. Yeah. No, they were here, and when the first fungal lands, they were still below his 3rd base, and then they run all the way up. It just all took a little too long.
It takes 4 fungals, if I'm not mistaken, to kill a sentry. He had 4 fungals.
Oh, I would love this, but I can't eat this, man.
Why not?
Because it will make me fat.
Vanilla milk chocolate. Okay, I'll take that one then.
Yes, you
can have this one.
Well, I don't want that either. Cookies and cream. It all looks very tasty, but I can't do it, Ben.
I can do it.
USA, I already paid the price.
I can do it because I'm not fat.
That's just a matter of time.
Stefano thinks I'm fat, but you know what, Stefano? I don't know what you think.